Hey everybody, this is Greg Gossett from Gossett Trading and Mentoring Live, and today is Monday, December 9th, 2019, first trading day of the week, last trading hour of the market. I mention each day that I believe that the prices, as close as you can get them to the close of the market, are the most valid prices to make your buying and selling decisions from. And I say this because during the day you have the algorithms, you have the day traders moving prices around. I consider it a lot of noise. At the end of the day, the market makers, the large financial institutions come in, place their bets, and in my opinion, move the prices to the most valid prices of the day. So let's see here. We're having a down day today. Dow Jones is down 73 points, down about 0.25%. NASDAQ is down 19.4, down 0.2%, and the S&P is down 5 points, down about 0.2% as well. So anyway, we've had some really nice up days in the last week, but today we're having a little bit of a pullback. So anyway, hey, there's William Green. Good to see you, William. Thank you so much for coming by. Appreciate it. Nice to see you as always. And Evan, good afternoon to you too, sir. Nice seeing you. Thank you for coming as always. So, all right, well, listen, the plan for today, as usual, first of all, we're going to go ahead and run the U.S. legal disclaimer. Then we're going to come back. We're going to take a look at my current positions. We're going to talk about when I bought them, why I bought them, what methodology and what I was thinking when I bought them, and then most importantly, how I'm going to manage them going forward, either to the upside or to the downside. After that, we are going to talk a little bit about trader psychology. I mention this each day, but the reason I do is because it's so important. It's very important to get your emotions under control, be disciplined, follow your plan. In my opinion, the biggest obstacle and the biggest challenge traders have is not following their plan. They can put the plan together, no problem, but as far as whether they can follow it or not, that is the skill that you need to develop. And in my opinion, the best way to be able to do that is to position size correctly so that any one position, whether it's going up or down, does not destabilize you, amplify your emotions, because that is when you will deviate from your plan. Whether you're euphoric or depressed, that's when a different part of your brain takes over and makes you not follow your plan. So it's very important to follow your plan. In my opinion, in order to be a long-term profitable trader, you have to have a good plan, decent plan, and you have to follow it. So we're going to talk a little bit about trader psychology. After that, we're going to go through all the stocks in my watch list. We're going to go through each one. We're going to look at the support levels, resistance levels. We're going to look at all the indicators that I use, like MACD and RSI and moving averages and ATR channels. And the way that I view trading is when I see an indicator on a chart, like a moving average or an RSI, I really don't look at it as just a line or a reading. I look at it as a potential group of buyers. And if you want to buy a stock and you want that stock to go up so that you have a profitable trade, you have to be in the company the more buyers, the better. You want to be in the company of as many buyers as possible. And so what I like to do is I like to look for a confluence or a combination of indicators, because if one indicator equals one group of buyers, then two indicators equals two groups of buyers. If you have three groups of buyers. So in my opinion, the more groups of buyers you have, the better chance you have to have a profitable trade. So that's why I look for a confluence of indicators. So that's step one. Step two, even if you do have a confluence of indicators, you have to make sure that there is a good risk to reward ratio. You have to have more reward than the risk that you're taking on. And you have to define that by resistance to the upside compared to support to the downside. I like to have at least 2 to 1. Risk $100 to make $200 based upon the technicals above and below me. So that's step number 2. Step number 3 is we want to make sure that we do not have too many correlated positions. We don't have too many positions that are in the same industry. I like to have diversification. Maybe some tech, maybe some tobacco, maybe some healthcare, maybe some oil or gold. You don't want to have too many stocks. You don't want to have an Apple and a Microsoft and a Google and an Amazon, because generally they're just going to move together. So we want to stay diversified. So step 1, look for a confluence or a combination of indicators. Step 2, make sure you have a good risk to reward ratio based upon the resistance above you and support below you. And step 3, make sure that your holdings are diversified. So I'm going to go down through the watch list. We're going to look for those combinations. We're going to look for the risk to reward. And at the end of the day, if something looks good, I will go ahead and initiate a new position. After the market closes, if anybody has any questions for me, please feel free, type them into the chat. I'll do my best to clarify them for you. If you have any stock symbols that you would like me to take a look at, please let me know. Just type them in the chat and I'm happy to give you my humble opinion. And then also, if there is a stock symbol that you would like my opinion on before the market closes, if you think it looks interesting, if you think it would be helpful for the group, please go ahead, type it in, maybe put a little asterisk by it or something so I know it's time sensitive. So that is the plan for today. Not bad, right? So, all right. If you could, please hold tight. I'm going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer and I'll be back in about 40 seconds. Thank you. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Please carefully read and/or listen to the U.S. government required disclaimer before watching this video or live stream broadcast. The video link and disclaimer text are located in the description section of this video or live broadcast, here and here. Thank you so much. All right. Hey, Kamal, good to see you, my friend. I appreciate you coming by today. It was nice speaking with you over the weekend. And good to know more about you and your trading approach and your backstory and all that. Very interesting. So thanks for coming today, bud. And if I can help you with anything in the future, you just please let me know. So, all right. So we are down today. Unfortunately, like I said, we've had so many nice up days in a row, but this is trading, right? You never know when it's going to come to an end. We might have 10 trading days down in a row. You never know. You have to just be prepared for it. So, and by the way, I mentioned that I had my awning collapse with the huge snowstorm. I do have contractors coming and they'll probably show up right in the middle, I would imagine. So if they do, I'm going to have to take a real quick break, talk to them at the door, and then I'll come running back. And hopefully it won't be too loud because I know they're going to be taking stuff apart. But if it's loud, I'm just going to have to deal with it. So, all right. Tally is here. I can't believe it. Nice to see you, Tally. Tally is a good friend of mine for many, many years. Appreciate you coming, Tal. Wow, that's great. If you have any questions, let me know, or you can just call me later and ask me too, right? So thank you so much, Tally, for coming. Kamal says, thanks. PTON is the ticker analyst request. Yes, sir. Let's take a look then. PTON. Well, okay, so here we're overvalued, right? Anything over the 1 ATR is overvalued. That's one standard deviation away from the mean. So anytime we start pulling up away from that 1 ATR, the rubber band is really starting to pull tight, right? Kamal, I like to wait for this to come back into the value zone. I consider anything below the 1 ATR and above the negative 1 ATR the value zone. I don't want to buy up here. This is buying overvalued. You know, Dr. Alexander Elder, whom I studied with, said stocks are the only thing that people do not like to buy on sale. They love sales, but they never want to buy stocks on sales. They want to buy stock at overvalued prices. So I wouldn't be interested, Kamal, in PTON because we're overvalued. We did dip down into the value zone, but now, we're at the second ATR channel. And as you know, 90% of prices fail at this third ATR channel. 90% of prices find support at the negative third ATR channel. So I don't think it offers a good risk to reward Kamal here. In order for me to get interested in this, I would have to have it pull back into the value zone, move sideways, have some consolidation, and look for a V1 or V2. So I hope that helps. Let's take a look here. All right, well, let's get started on this kind of stinker of a day. Beyond Meat. I did buy Beyond Meat back here on the 5th of December. I bought it when we went under 30 RSI, closed back above 30. That is one of my signals. If intraday we go below the 30 RSI and then recover, it shows me that there were no more sellers down in this area, and this is good information to have when you know that just recently the market tested these levels, didn't like it, and moved up. So I did buy it here, 73.59. Friday we had a nice big day. It was a 3.5% up move on the day. I did take one profit target. As you know, I do phase out of my positions when the market goes my way. Not the whole position, but a part of it. Dr. Alexander always told me and always taught me, take some profit when the market is giving it to you, right? When the market really wants something, give it to them. So today we are down. Today. It is down 2.2%. So percentage-wise, pretty big. But Beyond Meat is a big mover. There's no chart damage done here today. My stop is going to be a close back under the 30 RSI. My target is going to be a 50 RSI to the upside. So if we start moving up, I will phase out. If we reject the 50 RSI, I will go ahead and just lock in profits. Alternatively, if we close below 30, that will be my initial stop. If we can move up a little bit higher over one ATR channel, I will start instigating some type of trailing stop. But as is down today, but no chart damage done on this whatsoever, and we still are up on the trade. All right, Netflix. Well, Netflix had a big turnaround. We did buy this on Friday back here at 307.53. We had a nice V2 entry. We were above value, above the 1 ATR channel, the green line, above value. We came back down into the value zone, which is what I want to see. But just because it comes into the value zone does not mean it is immediate buy. Then we have to have some sidewards movement to show that the sellers have kind of dried up, right? Then I'm looking for an attempt to go down and an immediate reversal. So we are above value, into value, sideways movement. The day before I bought it, we did wash out the previous low. This is day one. So here's day one, day two, day three. Day two washes out day one. Day three, on the day that I bought it, closed above day one's close. So it's a nice return to value, sideways movement with a valid trigger. Today it started off great, right? It started off wonderful. We went up here, we took some profit, which is again why I like to phase out. I like to phase out, take some off the table. The market, even though we're down now, the market can't take that away from me. I lock that in, and I'll tell you what, those little lock-in of profit target over the year add up to a lot of money. So anyway, my initial stop here is a close below halfway of the washout bar. Here's day one, day two, day three. Day two washes out day one, day three, close above day one's close. I'll tell you though, I'm not particularly excited about today's bar. We rejected the 1 ATR channel. We also have a V1 to the downside. Here's day one, here's day two. Day two washes out or goes above day one, and now certainly looks like we're going to close below day one's close. So you can see, look at the low. The low came right to the halfway point, right? That's why I put the stop at the halfway point of the washout bar. This is the Fibonacci, the 50% Fibonacci number here. Did bounce off the 20, did bounce off the 50 RSI, the 50% Fibonacci point of the washout bar, but I really don't like this action. We were up substantially and then reversed back. So just have to watch this. I'm inclined to just get out of this, take a small loss. Remember, in trading, big wins are fine, small wins are fine, break-even trades are fine. It's just the big losses that you have to stay away from. So I'm inclined to get out of this at the end of the day unless we have some nice big reversal here. But again, happy that it took one profit target. That's really why I like phasing out, taking something when the market gives it to you. So I'll watch Netflix here. All right, Philip Morris. I did buy Philip Morris back here on the 5th of December. This was a really nice return to value trade. Now remember, return to value, the price has to be above the 1 ATR channel, overvalued. We want it to come into the value zone, which it did. It did move sideways, but even though all that happened, we don't buy it. That's the setup, but then we need the trigger, and the trigger was back here on the 5th of December. We were above the value zone, came into the value zone, started to move sideways, showing that we're running out of sellers. The day that I bought it, we had a V1. Here's day 1, here's day 2. Day 2 washes out day 1. Day 2 closed above day 1's close, and it also washed out or rejected the negative 1 ATR channel, which is positive as well. So we've had a really nice 2-day trade on this. You can see I did hit one profit target here, took some chips off the table, locked those in, but so far this looks really good. It is more than 1 ATR away from my entry, and so therefore in the coming days, if we close below the previous day's low, that will be my trailing stop. If we continue to move up, I'll just continue to phase out until I'm out of shares or we reject some kind of resistance to the upside. The blue line up here is a 70 RSI. Of course, you know, it's difficult to get above the 70. So if we were fortunate enough for this to continue to move up or reject the 50, I would lock in profits there. But anyway, thankful this has been a nice trade today on such a red day, and it's bucking the trend. So that's Philip Morris. All right, the all famous SPY trade. So I know you hear this every day, but listen, in case you are new to the channel today, in case this is the first time you've listened to this, I do want to go over this and inform the new viewers. But I do buy the SPY, ticker symbol SPY. It's the ETF tracking stock of the S&P 500, not based upon any, excuse me, not based upon any technicals, oversold, anything like this. This is completely based upon data, back-tested data. This is from Liz Ann Saunders at Bespoke Invest. Liz Ann Saunders is a chief investment officer at Charles Schwab. It's a very interesting backtest. There's two variables here. The first variable is buying the SPY, SPY each day at the open, and then selling it at the close. So if you bought the SPY every morning at the open, sold it at the close, buy at the open, sell at the close every day since 1993, for all your troubles, you would have returned a negative 13.9%. However, if you did the opposite, which is what I do, I buy the SPY not at the open and sell at the close. I buy the SPY at the close, sell it first thing the next morning. So if you would have bought the close, sold the next morning, bought the close, sold the next morning every day from 1993, you'd have actually returned a positive 634.2% return. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. Of course, that goes for any trading methodology. But what I find fascinating about this is what this backtest is showing is that all of the gains in the U.S. stock market in the S&P from 1993 have not come during the day. They've come from traders bidding it up in the after hours. They've come from traders bidding it up in the pre-market and selling it into the market. So I love this chart. The blue line is the buy at the close, sell in the morning. The orange line is the buy in the morning, sell at the close. You can see the blue line or the buy at the close, sell in the morning is far superior. It definitely has an edge, just like a casino has an edge in, from day to day, it can go up or down. I mean, here it had a 2-year drawdown. Here it had like a 1.5-year drawdown. Here it had a year drawdown. But over time, you can see it has a clear edge. It's been very profitable. So, it's important that you take the long view of trading, everybody. Everyone understands what it means to take the long view of investing, but you have to take the long view of trading as well. If you have an edge, it will play out over time. However, if you position size too large, get impulsive, you might run into just immediate drawdown and you'll stop using the approach and you won't let the long-term edge play out for you. I also like to point out here that day traders have a very tough time making money. And the reason why, you can see the market does not move very much during the day. It moves in the after hours. That's where the edge is. It's in holding a position overnight. I know it seems scary, but you get paid for taking risk. So with that being said, you would expect a huge gain today, right? Well, no. I did, you win and lose and win and lose and win and lose. But the S&P 500, I did buy it here on Friday at 314.87. I did sell it today for a small loss, 314.41. I've been using this approach since February 26th of this year. It's been extremely profitable. I have almost 22% of all of my profits for the year have come from using this approach. We've had a huge run on this. We've taken advantage of the huge run, but you never know now. Now we might go sideways. We might be chopping up a little bit. We may have a drawdown. Who knows? But it was a small loss. It's okay. I will be buying this again at the end of the day and then selling it first thing tomorrow morning. All right, XLU. So XLU is another stinker today. So I did buy XLU on the 4th of December. I bought it when we had the 5 EMA cross over the 20 EMA. This is a good back-tested approach long term. Doesn't mean that every trade wins, but the thing about these moving average crossovers, if you're wrong, you get out quickly. If you're right, you have the potential for a large upside move. And again, that is that's the benefit of these crossovers. And you heard me discuss just a little while ago that in profitable trading, you have to have large wins, small wins, break-even wins, or small losses. And by default, that's what these moving average crossovers do. If you're right, you could be right 4, 5, 6, 7, 8%. If you're wrong, maybe you're wrong 0.5%, maybe you're wrong 1%. So, it does fit the criteria for profitable trading. Getting you out quickly if you're wrong, staying in if you're right. So I did buy it here, 63.61 with a 520 crossover. Today, however, it looks like we're going to close beneath both the 5 EMA and the 20 EMA. So this is why I'm going to exit. If you have a 5 cross over the 20 showing that you have a shorter moving average crossing over longer term moving average, to lose the 5 EMA is one thing, but to lose both of these is not good. So I will go ahead, get out, take a very small loss on this trade, maybe about 0.5%, but I will be closing this out today at the end of the day unless we close above the 20-day moving average, which is 63. Oh, okay, that closed is 63.01. So that will be my stop today. It always stings to have a little bit of loss, but listen, if you position size conservatively, you take the first loss when it happens, I won't even think about it tomorrow, right? That's the important part of trading. So that is it. That is it as far as the current positions. So let's take a look here. Hey, Marco, good to see you, sir. Hope you're having a good evening there in Europe. Thanks for coming by. As always, I'm on solo. Nice to see you. Thank you for coming by. William says, Greg, I had a 10% position size in Beyond Meat and Netflix. Both hit my stops. Is your option to wait for a signal or just rebuy? I am leaning towards waiting again for a signal. Well, on Beyond Meat, I'm still in this trade. And remember, William, I make all my decisions at the end of the day, right? Not during the middle of the day. So I'm going to wait. There's really no chart damage done to this Beyond Meat here. So I'll wait till the end of the day. If we close below 30, yes, I would get out. If we close back above 30, then I would re-enter. And then your other one here is Netflix. Netflix, so it did hit your stop. I am considering, I have not got out of this yet, but I am definitely considering getting out of Netflix today. It has held my initial stop here halfway of the washout bar, but I don't like the huge rejection. I don't like the rejection of the 1 ATR channel. I don't like the negative V1 to the downside. So most likely I'm going to take this off, and it would probably be a while until I got back into Netflix because that was my setup. But from here on out, I would need a washout of this previous low, another V1, V2. Murat, hey buddy, good to see you. Haven't seen you in a while. I was hoping you were okay. I was hoping your trades were going well. But Murat's our friend from Norway. Good to see you, sir. Appreciate you coming as always. Steve Burns, hey buddy, good to see you. It's always an honor, always a privilege to have Steve Burns here. Such a great author and a trader and an educator, and I'm always excited to have him here. Lucky to have him here. I know everyone else is excited as well. Steve Burns says day traders are working all day for the chance of a small gain. Not a great use of time. This is correct. They make money while the make money while you sleep in overnight gap swings and trends is the path of least resistance. That's exactly right. You know, Steve always says, I'd rather get the easy dollars than the hard pennies. And when you're day trading, you're fighting it out for hard pennies. When you're, letting a trend move your way, when a stock is moving your way, gapping up overnight, that's making the easy dollars. But thank you so much, Steve, for coming today. Appreciate it. Murat says, alone with the kids, so I couldn't connect to live stream. Oh, I understand. Good to see you, though. Glad to have you back. Amon Solo says, Greg, I like EGHT, Dell, and PGTI for today. Thoughts? All right, let's take a quick look here. EGHT. Did we go under 30? Let's take a look. 30.26, 30.41. Yeah, it looks like we went under 30 on the 6th. So it's not bad. I mean, honestly, we went under the 30, over the 30 intraday on Friday. Today we have a V2. We're closing above the third ATR channel. Yeah, I like it, because it gives you good risk to reward. Do we know it's going to go up? Absolutely not. We have no idea where it's going to go up, but we make an educated decision based upon the principles. We position size correctly. If we're right, we could possibly be right 3 or 4 times the amount that we're wrong, and that's where profitable trading comes from. Dell. Oh, I haven't looked at Dell forever. Okay, 2860. Yeah. Really good, Amount Solo. I mean, good analysis. We did go under 30. Today we closed back over 30 plus a nice V1. Yeah. I mean, that's what I'm looking for, is a confluence or a combination of signals. And this is a combination of signals. This is under 30, over 30, plus a V1. We do have the third ATR channel here acting as a little resistance. I would like it better if it could close above, but all in all, pretty dang good. Pretty dang good. And let's see, the last one, PGTI. PGTI. So this one did go over 30, under 30, over 30 a little bit earlier, a couple days ago. Then we went down. We have a nice V1 here back in the channel, back in the value zone above the -1 ATR channel. So we have the V1. MACD is positive. I like it. Yeah, I like it. I think I probably like that Dell one the best. But I hope that helps, Man Solo. And I see that you're having a great day on your ENBL. Murat says, Steve Burns is so right about intense day trading. It's much easier to make money overnight. Steve Burns says, I agree. Man Solo, I 100% agree. Man Solo, agree with Steve 100%. Didn't someone say it's sitting that can sometimes make you the money? That's right. That was in the book Market Wizards. Real quick, I do want to go over, I know everyone had some positions. Let's take a look here. Bing He, boy, he bought this nice V1 here, under 30, over 30, gapped up really nicely his way, but unfortunately it has moved back down, so that's a bummer. Natural gas is a big buyer here, a big mover. Jesse did buy the 1050 EMA Cross on Friday. It is up slightly, so that is good. Man Solo had this wonderful trade here. She bought this double bottom with the bullish divergence V2. Look at this beauty of a trade. Look at this beauty. Do you still have them, Man Solo? I sure hope you do. It's definitely extended nicely away from your entry. So at this point, we're at a 52.51 RSI. If we close below 50, if I had the trade, I would get out or close below the previous day's low. Addie, I'm not sure if Addie still has this trade. I know she bought it here under the third ATR channel over, had a couple tough days. However, now we are back over the third ATR channel with the V2. So I don't know if Addie's listening today, but hope she still has that, because that did move nicely. William from Hawaii had this nice trade on Verizon, moved up nicely, really no chart damage here. And that's about it. Let's take a look. All right, so listen, this is the time of day that I do like to talk a little bit about trader psychology. It's extremely important. It is the one thing that's going to make or break you as a trader. Being able to follow your rules, being able to follow your plans, not letting your emotions amplify to make bad decisions. I've been there, trust me. But all you can do is learn and move on, and that is why I harp on this every day and try to mention this every day, so hopefully you will internalize this. But there's some really great Twitter channels out there. One of my favorites is Thomas Payne at Trader T Payne on Twitter. He spends an awful lot of time posting really good, insightful trading words of wisdom. So if you haven't subscribed to Thomas, I really would suggest that you do, and read his post every day. But Thomas says, when choosing stocks, you can read every news article available on the internet, but that won't answer the most important questions. When to buy, how much to buy, when to sell a losing position, when to sell a winning position. Finding a stock is only 1/5 of the equation, and it is so true. How many times has someone said, hey, you should buy this stock? If you turn right back around and said, okay, when should I buy it? How much should I buy? When should I sell a losing position? When should I sell a winning position? They have no clue, right? So you have no plan. They're just telling you to buy something. Same with your stockbroker. If you have a stockbroker, ask him, well, how much should I buy? When should I buy? When should I get in? When should I get out? If I have a winning position, when should I get out if I have a losing position? They won't know, because they're programmed to just buy it and hold it, right? And that's not what we do. We base it upon technicals. So, before you buy any long-term position, before you buy any, trade like our trades, make sure you have a plan. When to buy it, of course, that would be your signal. How much to buy? Well, me personally, I never buy more than 10% of my capital on any one position, right? When to sell a losing position, that's based upon technicals. When to sell a winning position, that is also based upon technicals. So make sure, if you ever get a stock tip from somebody, you better have these 4 answers. When to buy it, how much to buy, when to sell a losing position, and when to sell a winning position. It's very, very important. So thank you, Thomas. Really appreciate that. I think that's a really great post, and hope that helps everyone. All right, everyone ready to go down through the list today? Let's take a look here. Murat says, the problem with intraday trading is that you can be right about all, the trend, the technicals, the fundamental aspects, and other things, but you can still lose money. That is for sure. Man Solo says, PGTI has MACD bullish divergence too. Yeah, like Dell, but the possible third ATR resistance. Let's look at PGTI again. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I mean, it's a lower price stock. Do you still have ENBL, Man Solo? Oh, there you go. Yes, still have ENBL. Strong move over the 50, but I'll sell if it is rejected by the 1 ATR. Yeah, I mean, this looks good. This looks good. Volume's not so great. The Friday, the down volume was much higher than the up volume. That is one thing to consider. But fantastic trade here. Yeah. Looks like we're closing above the 1 ATR channel, so that is very important. All right, well, let's go down through the watch list, see if there's anything that looks interesting today, right? All right, Apple. Apple's been extremely strong. It is got beat up quite a bit today. One thing I do want to point out here, Friday we had a breakout. Today we're back into the range. So this means Friday we had a false breakout to the upside. That's bearish, right? Here's the top of the range. We spike up. Now we're closing below the previous range. This also comes on a negative MACD divergence. We have this high here. We have some green MACD or momentum bars. We have a pullback. We make a higher high. No green to be found whatsoever. You know, this is an indication of running out of momentum to the upside. So I'm not going to buy anything here. In order for me to get interested in Apple, I need to pull back into the value zone. I need some sideways movement, look for a V1 or a V2, but a lot of volume here today as well to the downside, and the day's not over. All right, I'm running a little short on time, so I'm going to have to be quick. Adobe, we're over the 1 ATR channel, overvalued. I need to pull back into value, V1, V2. Advanced Micro Devices. We are back in the value zone, but we have made a lower high than this previous low. So in order for me to get interested in this, I need to wash out that first low. Whenever you come into the value zone, you rally, but then you fail having a lower high, you need to wash out that previous low. So nothing there. Amazon down again, extremely bearish Amazon. I mean, I'm looking for Amazon down here about 1723 because then we'd have a double bottom with the bullish divergence, somewhat of one. This would be my first entry to look for, maybe a V1, V2 here if we have a test that previous low. But yeah, Amazon very weak. Boeing. We close below the 1 ATR channel, maybe a rally back into the value zone with a higher low V1 or V2, or if it continues to go down, I would look at the 30 RSI. Berkshire Hathaway down today. I do want to point out that, see how we tested that previous high with no MACD bars, positive MACD bars to the upside. This is a double top with a bearish divergence, rejection of the previous high. Do not want to get anywhere involved in this whatsoever. This looks quite bearish to me. All right, so Beyond Meat has accelerated its downfall, but still no chart damage. We still have not taken out the low of the previous low. I'm using a close below the 30 RSI here as my initial stop. Caterpillar, close below the 1 ATR channel. We are rallying into the value zone. I would need a couple days pullback and a higher low V1, so nothing there. Dow did close above the 1 ATR channel. Now we're back in the value zone. Pullback, sideways movement, V1. Disney down strong today as well, but we were above the 1 ATR channel. We came back into the value zone. We have moved sideways. Today we did wash it out. So does that mean we buy? No, but it is setting up potentially tomorrow for a nice V2 in the value zone. Above the value zone, in the value zone, sideways movement. False breakout to the downside, reverse back up with the V1 or V2. So I will definitely be watching Disney tomorrow. Etsy completely break even today, nothing there. Facebook is strong today, but above the 1 ATR channel, so I can't really do anything with it up there. I need to pull back into value. Aha, I think I hear the contractors. 5 below, nothing here. I would be looking for a dip buy to the 30 RSI. Gold miners above the 1 ATR channel, back into the value zone. Now we need a couple days sideways, V1, V2 for the entry. Gold, spot gold, really what I'm looking for here is either a 520 EMA crossover or a test of this previous low while we're at the 30 RSI would also be good, but not quite there yet. So, you know, I can see it forming a ways out, but not quite yet. Google, high, although we did reject the 70 RSI today, and it looks like we got very close to the third ATR channel here as well. So nothing on Google. If I had a position in Google, I would definitely be getting out today with the rejection of the 70 RSI. But for a new entry, pull back into value, sideways movement, V1, V2. Goldman Sachs, I decided not to take this on Friday. We did have a valid 520 EMA crossover. I just felt like it was a little high. It rejected the second ATR channel. And in addition, here we have a high, we have a pullback, we make a higher high, we have no green MACD bars, meaning we have a double top with a bearish divergence. It is holding the halfway of this bar. That is somewhat positive. So, if you wanted to take the 520 crossover, getting in here now gives you about a 1% better risk to reward ratio because you're buying it a percent lower than up here, but I'm going to pass on that. Home Depot, nice big day today. It did go under 30, over 30. I didn't buy it just because that was the only indicator that it had. So, but if any of you had Home Depot, nice going. IBB is interesting as a short here. I noticed it earlier in the day, but we moved up, we have moved sideways. See how we had the false breakout to the upside today, and now we have this V1 to the downside. So we had a false breakout of this range. Here's the range. We popped our head up, immediately went back down. That's called a false breakout. We also had a V1, negative V1 entry. That is also bearish. We also looks like we're going to close below the third ATR channel. So this is all a bit bearish. However, we're still above the 70 RSI. So if this closed below the 70 RSI, I would consider taking a position in this today, a short position. I don't do a lot of shorting, as you know, but this looks like a pretty good setup, but only if it closes under the 70 RSI. Intel here, Kurt sold some puts on this, so he's doing great. It's not going up, not going down. It's exactly what he wants to happen if he's selling puts. IWM, overvalued, need to pull back into value. Johnson & Johnson, really, really strong, rejected the third ATR channel. Need to pull back into value. Coca-Cola has been nice and strong above the 1 ATR channel, need to pull back into the value zone and look for a V1 or a V2. Lockheed Martin, nothing really on Lockheed Martin today. MasterCard down today. We made a lower high, need to pull back into value, wash out this previous low, look for a V1, V2. McDonald's, V1 to the downside, nothing here. Altria, very, very strong. Too strong to buy though. It's above 70 RSI, so it's parabolic. I need to pull back into value with the V1 or a V2. Merck, same thing, too high. It's running into resistance up at this third ATR channel. Pull back into value. I know I sound like a broken record, but that's just what everything looks like today. Microsoft, pull back into value. Netflix, looks like I will be getting out of this today. It is holding the halfway of the initial of the washout bar, but I just don't like the rejection of the 1 ATR channel. I don't like the V1 to the downside. I don't like a bar that's larger than 1 ATR. It just means that there was a lot of supply. A lot of people were selling here today. So I think I'm just going to go ahead, take this small loss and just move on. Nike, strong, but surprise, surprise, we are running into resistance up here at the third ATR channel. Philip Morris, is our one winner today, but is doing great. So a little bit of a bearish reversal bar here today. We are higher than yesterday's close, but we're lower than the open. Have to look at that at the end of the day. Philip Morris, above the value zone, into the value zone, sideways movement. Sorry, PayPal. This would line up for a nice return to value V2 tomorrow if it got up there. Qs, nothing on the Qs. Silver, deep dip. I'm looking for a under 30, over 30. If it came in conjunction or combination with the third ATR channel, that would be even better. We definitely have a double bottom with a bullish divergence. Look how deep these MACD bars are here. Then we have a rally. See how we're lower here than here, but you see how shallow these bars are compared to here. That means it's running out of momentum. Doesn't look like it, but from a MACD perspective, it is. So we do have a double bottom with the bullish divergence, but we have no trigger. Trigger would be an under 30, over 30, maybe a higher low V1, something like that. S&P, of course, we're going to buy that at the end of the day, sell it first thing tomorrow morning. Bonds, it's kind of a hot mess. Gapping down, gapping up, all over the place. Really nothing clear there. Tesla having a nice day today. We did have a V2 on Friday. I didn't take it because it gapped, and that's one of my filters, but it did move up. So any of you have Tesla, hope that keeps going up for you. Twitter, nothing here really. We did buy Twitter here. We had this nice V2. Here's day one, day two, day three, day two. Washes out day one, day three. Closes above day one, and we had this nice move, easy peasy, all the way up. We got out here when we closed below, and good thing we did, because that was exactly the right time to do it. UNH has been way above the value zone, needed to come back into value. Sideways movement, V1, V2. United, okay, so oil above the 1 ATR channel, need to pull back into value. VIX, look at this, guys. We have a higher low V2. Here's day one, here's day two, here's day three. Day three closes above day one's close. This is a higher low V2, higher low V2. Here's day one, day two, day three, day two. Washes out day one, day three, closes above day one's close. Back in the value zone. Looks like I will be taking a position in the VIX today based upon this. It will be a quarter position because VIX is so volatile. So instead of taking a 10% position, I will be only taking a 0.25% position. But as long as this closes above day one's close of 1733, I will be buying this today. Verizon, nice up there, too high for me to buy here. William has that trade, nice going. Walmart, nothing on Walmart. A lot of sideways movement. This should be breaking one way or the other. We just don't, unfortunately, we don't know when or in what direction, but it will. I can guarantee you that, but I just don't know what direction and when it will happen. Energy, pretty strong today, but we did close below the 1 ATR channel. We are back in the value zone. Now I need a couple days pullback and a higher low V1, V2 like on VIX. Back over, at least a couple days down, and then a V2. Financials, boy, look at this big gap we have here. I would imagine that this gap wants to get filled. It's too high for me to buy up here. I would much rather have that gap be filled, have a pullback into value, and have a V1, V2. Real estate, nothing. It's been last few days it's been up, but we have made a lower high here. Technically it's a higher low V1. Here's day one, here's day two. Day two washes out day one, close above, but I don't like it. I don't like it here. Utilities, well, it's trying to come back. Our stop here was 63. Oh, now it's 63.02. Okay, so we may be able to stay in this. It's 63. Our stop's 63.02 and healthcare. Yeah. All right. So listen, hold on. Give me 30 seconds. I think that may be my contractor. Sorry, apologize. Talk amongst yourself. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. All right, so we have about 10 minutes. Let's take a look over here real quick. So Man Solo still has ENBL. That's fantastic. That was a great trade. It says on Apple, it was to hunt buy stops at first advance, all stops, lost downside, then actively all buy stops at the peak. Now they are going to lock up those, buy up their liquidity hunting. Good point, Murat. Murat says, when you have MACD signal bearish crossover trending down simultaneously, RSI trending up above 50. Which one has more weight? It is more bearish because of the crossover or not? Which stock are you talking about, Murat, like specifically? But when you have a MACD signal bearish crossover trending down simultaneously, that's a tough one. I guess if I would have to pick one, I would say above the 50. But of course, not just above the 50 by itself. It has to come with the signal. I don't know if that's very helpful, Murat, but if you have a specific chart that maybe hopefully I could give you a better answer if I can look at a specific chart. Hey, Bing He, good to see you, buddy. Bing He is our friend from Singapore. Bing He says, another bad day for me. Got out of UNG. Yeah, I saw that UNG trade, buddy. Sorry about that. Yeah, it did. Looks like it's down below your pivot point. That was unfortunate because you had such a lot of profit in that before it turned back over. It did go under 30, back over 30 today. But that's all it has going for it. And it has a lot of volume. Murat says, you don't have sideways movement in VIX. That is correct, Murat. So listen, here's the difference. When you have a return to value, okay, when you have a return to value, meaning you are above the 1 ATR channel, and then you come back into the ATR channels, into the value zone, that's when you need sideways movement. However, remember now, this is above the 1 ATR channel, above value, coming back into value, sideways movement. That's when you need sideways movement. When you have a higher low V1, meaning that at one point we were below the 1 ATR channel, then we rally back into the channel, you don't need the sideways movement if you're coming from under the 1 ATR channel into the value zone, a couple days down, then a higher low V1, V2. That's fine. See the difference? So this is called a higher low V1, V2. You don't need the sideways movement. When you have the return to value, when you are above the 1 ATR channel coming back in, that is when you need the sideways movement. Does that make sense? All right. So quickly, Beyond Meat looks like it's fine. Netflix, I am going to go ahead and exit Netflix. It's still holding my initial stop. I just do not like the action today. I don't like the larger than 1 ATR, or I don't like the larger than 1 ATR length to the downside. I don't like the negative V1 to the downside. I don't like the rejection of the 1 ATR channel. So I'm going to go ahead, just lock in that loss, call it good, move on, and look for a better setup. But the price action today is not bullish whatsoever. So I'm just going to lock this one in, lock this loss in. Philip Morris, it's fine. It's fine. It's been a good trade. SPY, of course, going to buy that at the end of the day. And XLU is going to be right on the button. Now, as far as new positions are concerned, I am going to pass on Goldman Sachs. I do like that it held to halfway, it held the 50% Fibonacci point of this large bar. But in the big picture here, I don't like the high, the sell-off, the higher high with the bearish divergence. Don't like that. So Goldman Sachs is not going to be there. IBB, I would consider shorting this today if it closes under 70 RSI. So Netflix is going to sell. PayPal would be a nice V2 for tomorrow. VIX, I am going to buy a quarter position in VIX. And utility sector right there on the button, 6302. So I'll do my best, and be nice if it goes to 6303 or 4. So I don't have to make that last second decision, but I'll do my best in the last second. So we have about 6 minutes. So IBB, again, if it closes below here, I'm going to short it because there's a lot of things going on here. We have a false breakout to the upside and reverse. We have a ATR divergence, meaning at these highs we were up at the third, fourth, fifth ATR channels. Here we made a new high today, only like 3 5/8. V1 to the downside, rejection of the third ATR channel, but again, I need a rejection of the 70 RSI. And then VIX, higher low V1. Doesn't need sideways movement when it's a higher low V1 Muret. So that looks like about it. Really no positions today other than the VIX, the S&P, but you know, the market is acting a little skittish here, right? So there's not a lot of good buy signals. Better to just sit on our hands, be patient. You know, being long a stock is a position, being short a stock is a position, but also being in cash and being conservative is also a position. It's a completely valid position. A Man Solo says, thinking back, Netflix wasn't that good a buy because of the divergence, probably, right? Thoughts after the close, Greg? Well, Netflix didn't really have a divergence. I mean, we did make a strong move up here with strong MACD bars. This is just a pullback trade, so anytime you have a pullback, most likely you are going to have some MACD, but you know, a divergence isn't going to happen. I mean, if we rallied back and made a high, then we would have a double top probably with the bearish divergence. But there's the way that I view this, a Man Solo, is I don't see any divergences here. I thought this was a good trade. You know, above the ATR channel, back in, sideways movement, real nice, decent V1, V2, but just didn't work out. XLU is just right there. VIX getting stronger. IBB getting weaker. Well, this is going to be one of those ones where I don't know if I'm going to have enough time to do everything, but we shall see. Okay, we have 2 minutes. IBB is still above the 70 RSI. XLU looks like, ugh. All right, I'm going to sell XLU because I'm going to run out of time. All right. IBB. Netflix is going to sell on its own. IBB. $69.99. How about that? All right, I've got 30 seconds. All right, here we go. All right, so we did take a short today. that's the market. So let's take a look here, see what we did. All right, so we did short IBB at 119.38. Where's our SPY? And then the SPY we bought at 313.88. And then the VIX, $17.59. All right, so Beyond Meat held the previous day's low, inside bar, no problem, no chart damage. Netflix did close below halfway of the washout bar, so that is good, but so it's a valid stop, right? Otherwise, I would have taken it anyway because of this big bar. So. Boy, we haven't had losing trades for a bit, but that is part of trading, right? So Netflix is out of there. We'll see you next time, Netflix. Philip Morris, we did hit the one profit target today. Thankful for that. We did hit one profit target on Netflix today as well, so that's good. And then, let's see, SPY we bought at 318.88. I mean 313.88. So that's our new entry. Of course, I'll sell that first thing tomorrow. XLU, I did get out of XLU. It did close below the 5 and the 20. That was the signal that I took, the 5 and the 20 crossover. Fortunately, didn't work, but it's a small loss, right? It's a small loss. It's like a 0.5% loss. We can definitely deal with that. All right, IBB. 119.38 is the short. I don't do a lot of shorting, as you guys know. I've probably shorted, I don't know, 5 times this year. But, you know, if I'm not going to short this, I don't know what I'm going to short. We have a high here. We have a false breakout to the upside. It closes back in the range. We have a V1 to the downside. We rejected the 3rd ATR channel and we rejected the 70 RSI. So that is our short position. And then VIX. Boy, VIX was strong today, 5% up. And of course, VIX is volatility, right? So there is definitely some fear coming into the market. And VIX we got at 1759. All right, so look, I like the makeup of what we have here. We're long Beyond Meat. We are long Philip Morris, a little bit of a defensive play. We have the SPY long, we have short IBB, and then we have some VIX. So, you know, we've got some shorts, we've got some longs, that's fine. We're slightly skewed to the upside with Beyond Meat, Philip Morris, and SPY, and then IBB and VIX to the downside. So anyway, that's how it goes. We had such a good run. You know, Friday I hit it all. I hit a yearly high. Be nice to hit one every day, right? But doesn't happen all the time. So we might be swinging down. We just have to be prepared for it. All right. So I see your other comments. I'm going to get to those real quickly. I just do want to put in my quick plug, my daily plug. Hope that's okay. But just want to let everybody know that I do offer private one-on-one coaching, teaching, and mentoring lessons in the evening time via Skype. I have a course. It's 5 sessions, and each session 2 to 3 hours. And it is $1,000, but I think it is definitely a great value. I teach you everything I've learned in my experience from trading for the last 24 years, everything I've learned from all the authors and traders and mentor and coaches that I've had along the years. I've had really good success with my clients. It's very important to me that each one of my students is successful, so I do put a lot of time and energy into the lessons. So, before we decide that we're, with a student and that we're going to have lessons, I like to have an initial Skype call just to get to know the potential student better, learn more about his history or her history, about the challenges they're having with trading, what their approaches are, what their goals are, and then I will put together a lesson plan based upon what you want to achieve with your goals. And so if you're interested in having the free Skype call with me, and it's free and there's no obligation, I promise you that. It's nice to just speak with people that are here in the chat as well. But if you're thinking about the lessons, schedule the call with me. You can reach out to me on my email. My email's in the description of this video. You can also reach out to me on Twitter, and then we can just schedule a 30-40 minute hour call and just see if we're a right fit for each other. And again, my email's in the description, and or you can reach out to me on Twitter. And then if you like today's content, I would appreciate it if you could hit the thumbs up button. It does help YouTube, Google, promote the channel out to more people. There's tons of people out there that need help with trading that would benefit from hearing some good trading principles, mainly, cutting your loss, buying at support, cutting your losses quickly, getting out if you're wrong, staying in if you're right, being patient, having big wins, small wins, break-even wins, and small losses. That's the key. But there's a lot of people out there that need help. Trading has a negative effect on them, on their financial life, their family life, and that's why I started this channel. I wanted to teach people to become better traders, because early on in my career it was horrible. It was just a nightmare. And I don't want people to have to go through that. And if you listen to this channel and you take these principles in, you won't go through that. So anyway, if you like today's content, like I said, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button. I would really appreciate it. Okay, so that is that. Let me go through here. Murat says, RSI turned down as well. I think MACD crossed over, gave signal earlier, but my MACD parameters are pretty different. 7 EMA, 19 EMA, signal 9 EMA, and RSI based on 5. Is that on oil, Murat? Is that what you're talking about? And we look at different oils. I think that's what you're talking about, but I'm not sure. Let me know. Christopher Hitchin, good to see you, sir. Christopher says, what's your thoughts on coffee? It's making new highs. Christopher, I don't have a coffee symbol. Let me see if I can find a coffee ETF. I don't see a coffee. I think that's coffee right there. Yeah. Well, listen, too high, right? I mean, it's just too high. I don't like to buy over the 1 ATR channel. So this is up, it almost hit the 6 ATR channel. It is above the 70, which is good. It has gone parabolic. We are off of the highs of the day. It looks like there was a lot of volume coming in. Very likely this could be a short-term high with this high volume and the pullback. But in order for me to get interested in coffee, I'd have to have a pullback into the value zone, Christopher. Bing He said, took EGHT, rejected 30 RSI, bullish MACD divergent, stop loss at below recent pivot point. All right, let's take a look. EGHT. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, look, it's a V2. It's not the best V2 in the world. This bar was a little bit big, but because it went under 30, over 30, it's good, right? I mean, if it closes under 30, get out for a quick loss. If you're right, you might be right up to here. So you might be this kind of small. You might be this kind of right. And that's all you can do is find those setups that offer you good risk to reward. So let me... All right, so Bing He is out of UNG, unfortunately. EG HT. All right. And let's put Bing He's name up here so we know that's his trade. Hope that one goes up for you, buddy. I really do. I would appreciate if this stock would go up for Bing He. Murat says, Greg, I actually started looking at all these indicators after your streams. Before it was just price and volume. I like working with clean charts to see the price action and the trend clearly. Yeah, look, I agree. I agree. Let me read that again, Greg. I actually started looking at all these indicators after your streams. Before it was just price. Oh, so before my streams, you were just price and volume. I understand. Yep, I understand. Hey, look, there's all sorts of different ways to do it, right? But the indicators for me, you know, those are my lines in the sand. Those give me the levels. Gamer Squad, how's it going, bud? Good to see you, David. Gamer Squad says, SPY having kind of same indicators as IBB. Yes. On SPY, we have a rally, we have a pullback. The only difference, though, is that today on the SPY, we didn't make a new high and get rejected. We didn't reject the third ATR channel, and we didn't reject the 70 RSI. So, you know, would I buy SPY normally up here? No, I wouldn't. But of course, you guys know that just it's my overnight SPY trade. So that's why I did it. But yes, similar. The whole market's looking like that. I mean, if you look at the Qs, here we make a high with this kind of MACD. We have a pullback. We make a higher high on little MACD. This is bearish. This is very bearish, right? People came in, bought the dip, but here we have a V1 to the downside. This literally, guys, this literally could be a lower high after a double top with the bearish divergence. This could possibly be nasty to the downside. Hey, Jesse. Good to see you, sir. Thanks for coming by. So Jesse, oh, you were up earlier on General Dynamics when I looked earlier in the live stream, but anyway, not down too much, 0.17%, so much better than the rest of the market. Bing He says, Greg, if you took a trade, but when market closes, your signal gone, would you close off the trade immediately at market? Yeah. If I make a mistake at the end of the day, Bing He, because I don't get up in the morning. So if I was supposed to get out of something at the last second, it was 2 or 3 pennies above what my stop was. And then it, you know, I kept it. But then when I saw the final print, it was underneath. It's just a rule for me. I don't want to anguish about it too much. I just sell it at the market the next morning. Sometimes it's the right thing. Sometimes it's the wrong thing. But yes, if I make a mistake and I don't get into something or I don't get out of something that I was supposed to, I just sell it at the market. If I'm supposed to get into something that I didn't, I don't buy it at the market. That's only for the sell. That's only for the sells. I don't know why. That's just a rule that I have. I'm a lot quicker to lock in something that is a mistake to the downside than buy something that I missed out on. You know, I always want to look at risk first, right? Risk is my first priority always. Not making money, but the risk. Remember, we're not traders, we're risk managers. We're managing risk. Murat says, most fund managers got caught short on coffee. This is why it's going crazy. Lots of short covering. Yeah, a lot of times when you have those big up moves, those just rolling up moves, is because people are short. Every time it moves up, the shorts have to cover. That adds more fuel. That adds more buying. And, the market itself has been doing this, right? Just the stock market itself. A lot of people were shorting here and here and here, but every time it went up, they're like, "Oh, I'm wrong," and they have to get out, buy. Evan says, took JEC today. Oh, let's take a look, Evan. All right, 85.78. All right, so you got the under 30, over 30, you got the V2, that's nice. The only thing, is the third ATR channel, but look, it's a really good risk to reward. We don't know if it's gonna go up, we don't know if it's gonna go down. All we have control over is it a proper setup? Does it give us a good risk to reward ratio? Are we position sizing conservatively? And it hits all those criteria, right? So I'll be rooting for you on that one, Evan. Oh, we gotta put Evan's name up there. Need your name tag. PGTI. Okay, for the record, Amount Solo is still in ENBL and took a new position in PGTI. 1413. All right, so there's a man Solo. And Dell. Okay. 47.73. All right, good look on that one, man. Yeah, I like it. V1. It went under 30, over 30. Yeah, very good. Hey, Jesse. JEC. Oh. All right. So Jesse's in there as well. Good. Hope that goes up for you guys. Gamer Squad, did you sell XLU? Yes, I did. I sold XLU today because we had the crossover, the 520 crossover. Today it closed below both the 5 and the 20. That's why I sold it. Okay. Okay, I got your Twitter, Murat. Thank you. I'll read that. It sounds interesting. All right. Well, so yeah, so we had a red day today. It's always fun to make new highs. It's always fun to have nice rally. We've had some good rallies. We've had some good times of it. But again, trading is a wild animal. There's ups and downs. The key is we might run into a downtrend here. We really might. I don't know. No one knows. But let's be aware of it. Let's be quick with our stops. And sometimes you have to give back a little bit of profit. That's just how it goes. Evan says, Jesse, great minds. That's right. Well, let's hope that works out for you too, right? So again, just real quick overview, Beyond Meat. Bought it under 30, over 30, had that nice first day, gave a lot of it back today. Again, one of the reasons I like to take profit targets, I did hit one profit target up in this area. Close under 30 will be my stop on this. Philip Morris, of course, we had this nice sideways movement, V1. This one moved up nicely today, did hit a profit target. SPY took a small loss overnight. Better than where the market closed though, so we are long again. I'm long again here at the end of the day, 313.88, saw that first thing. IBB, V1 to the downside, false breakout to the upside. Over the 30 ATR channel, under the 30 ATR channel, and over 70, under 70. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens on this. This is a big mover. This one could be scary. And then VIX. Of course, we bought the VIX here on this higher low V2. So 3 long, 2 short. So I kind of like that. I kind of like the setup there. All right. Does anybody have any other questions or comments? Please let me know. I'm happy to answer them. If not, I'm going to put the hiking boots on and head up into the mountains for my daily hike. Listen, I really appreciate everybody being here. I know there's a lot of things you could be doing, spending your time, then spending an hour and a half with me. But it's nice to see everyone. I appreciate you being here. I hope that you're learning something. I hope that the investment of time that you're putting into this channel, I hope you're getting some kind of return on your time investment. But it's great to have everybody here, and I look forward to seeing you guys each day. Evan says, is it 2 short or 1 short? Evan, on IBB? So, and I probably should have pointed that out. If I take a long position under the 200-day, I take a half position. I'm taking a short position above the 200-day, so I am taking a half short position on IBB, if that's what you're referencing, Evan. He says, JEC came out in my scan at the last minute, but I don't think I will take it as there's no bullish divergence, but there is a 30 RSI crossover. Yeah, there's definitely no divergence here. If it was just an under 30, over 30 just by itself, I probably would have passed on this. And I didn't take this, but we did have an under 30, over 30, and we had a V2. So it does, in my opinion, it does strengthen the position. And you have the 200-day down here as well. So I think that also helps. Gamer Squad, thanks for doing this. You're certainly welcome, Gamer. Appreciate it, Dave. Man Solo says, thanks a bunch, Greg. You are certainly welcome. Learning in bunches. Oh, glad to hear that. William says, Greg, let's remember you are helping us. We are getting your return. Yes, thank you. Good. Glad to hear it, William. And Jesse says, thanks, Greg. You're welcome. So, Jesse, good to see you, sir. I'm looking forward to our call on Wednesday. Thank you for coming. William, thank you for your kind words, and it's nice to see you as always. Have a good rest of your day. I'm on solo. Thanks for coming. Good to see you. David, Gamer Squad from Denver, thank you for coming by. Bing He, thank you, sir. Hope you have a good day in Singapore. Evan, good to see you, my friend. Thank you for coming. Murat, hope you have a good evening in Norway, and I'm looking forward to reading that message that you sent me. Christopher Hitchin, have a good night in the UK. Hope that helped on coffee, but just a little too high for me on coffee there. Let's take a look here. Steve Burns, thank you, sir. Always an honor and a privilege to have you. Hope you have a good day. Rest of your day. Say hi to Holly and the dogs for me, and thanks for everything you do. Appreciate it. Marco, good to see you, Marco. If there's anything I can ever help you with, please let me know. I appreciate you coming by. Tally, good seeing you, Hooli. Good seeing you, my friend. Tally and I go way, way, way back. Yep. Really great to have you here, and I hope you keep coming by, or hope you keep coming back, Tal. Kamal, good to see you, sir. If you have any questions of anything, please let me know. Hope that helped on PTON, and hope you have a good rest of the day. And William Green. Yeah, I think I said goodbye to William already. All right. Well, looks like that's it for today. Go out and do something nice for somebody today. Just open the door, give them a smile, say hello. You know, you really might make their day. They might be on the verge, right? And, you know, just a little act of kindness might make their day, and they may go ahead and make somebody else's day, and so forth and so on. So, right, it's good for you. It's good for them. Just do something. Try to do something nice for everybody. Bye, Tal. All right. Thanks for coming today. Appreciate it. And hope to see you tomorrow during the last hour of the market. Have a good rest of your day. Bye-bye. U.S. government required disclaimer. Stock, options, futures, and forex trading is not appropriate for everyone. While there is a potential for large rewards, there is also a substantial risk of loss associated with trading. The material in this video or live broadcast is not geared towards any particular individual or to any particular financial situation, and is not intended to meet the particular investment objectives of any viewer. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Any and all information contained in, implied, or referenced by this video or live broadcast is not to be construed as investment advice, and no representation is made that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast is an investment or financial advisor or is registered or authorized to give any financial advice. We are publishers and educators only. Therefore, the various producers of this video or live broadcast will not accept liability for any loss or damage of any kind which may arise either directly or indirectly out of the use of any of this material, including any loss of profit. No representation is made that any account or investment will or is likely to achieve the profit or losses demonstrated. We recommend consultation with a licensed and qualified professional before making any investment decision. This video or live broadcast is not to be construed as an offer to buy or sell any security, financial instrument, or financial product of any kind. Notice is hereby given that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast or their clients may have an interest in any security, financial instrument, or financial product mentioned or referenced. Any simulated or hypothetical performance result depicted does not represent actual trading and therefore may under or overcompensate for the impact of various market factors such as lack of liquidity. Thank you.